Hello guys, my name is Israel and welcome to my YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe now and click on the notification bell button so that you can be able to get all our notifications as soon as we drop exciting content for you. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can be able to buy a domain name and hosting, an affordable domain name and hosting. I'm also going to be showing you the mistakes web designers do when they buy domain name and hosting. Now, one of the common mistakes web designers do when they want to buy domain name and hosting is that they don't check the price for privacy. They don't check if privacy is free, meaning if the domain or registrar is going to be giving out your Whois information, they don't check for it first before they buy the domain name. They must have bought the domain name before they discover that, oh, the Whois, it's not private, right? So that is one of the common mistakes people make when they want to buy a domain name. The second common mistake people make when they are buying a domain name is that they only check for how much the domain name is going to cost them to buy it now. They don't check how much it's going to cost them to renew. So if you are buying a domain name and you think you are buying a cheap domain name, you should also look at how much it's going to cost you to renew that domain name, right? I bet you don't know that before now. So you need to first of all know what the domain entails. If it comes with privacy, also you need to know how much it's going to cost you to renew the domain. So if you put all these things into consideration before, you cannot know which of the domain providers or registrar you're going to be buying from. So but in this video, I'm going to be recommending a particular domain registrar that is affordable, is cheap to renew, and also cheap to buy for the first time. So I'm going to be showing you how you can be able to buy from them, and also I'm going to be dropping a link where you can be able to use to buy domain name and hosting from this provider. So sit back, relax, and join me in the class. So all right guys, welcome back to this training. So like I said, in this training I'm going to be showing you how you can be able to buy a domain name and hosting. Now the goal of this video is to show you how you can be able to buy affordable domain and hosting, right? We have different hosting companies. We have very numerous hosting companies that are online. So I'm going to be introducing you to some of them. In fact, what they do is almost the same thing. They give almost the same service, but at different rates. Now, when we wonder what is a domain name, I believe if you are watching this video, you already know what a domain name is. But if you don't know what a domain name is, a domain name is just like the URL in which you use in accessing a website from your web browser. For example, if you look at this, facebook.com, right? Facebook.com is a domain name owned by Facebook. So once you click on facebook.com, it takes you to Facebook website, right? So something else again, something like this, like youtube.com is a name of a domain, right? So we have different domain names. We have .com domain names, we have .org, depending. We have, if you are in the UK, we have .uk.co, we have .net. We have a lot of varieties of domain names. Like I told you, youtube.com is a domain, facebook.com is a domain name. So now I'm going to be showing you how you can be able to buy a domain name. First thing you would want to do if you want to buy a domain name, you have different domain registrar, right? Like I told you, we have different hosting company. We have Bluehost, we have GoDaddy. We also have a domain hosting company like Namecheap. So before the end of this video, I'll be telling you, I'll be dropping a link for you where you can be able to buy at a discounted price, right? I'll be dropping a link for you by the end of this video. So if I were you, I will watch this video to the ending, because in this video I'm going to be exposing some secrets on what you need to do if you want to buy a domain name and how you go about registering your domain name. I'm going to talk about a couple of stuff in this video as well. So all right, so first thing you want to do, you may just go to maybe GoDaddy or wherever you want to buy this domain name from. So I'm just showing you GoDaddy is also a place where you can buy a domain name. You can also buy hosting from GoDaddy. You can also buy from Bluehost and all that. No, but because of price, some of the people, some of my subscribers, some of them are beginners who do not really have a lot of budget to buy domain name and hosting. So I would recommend, as a beginner, if you're buying a domain name, you want something very affordable, you go to Namecheap and then you'll be able to get something affordable. Their hosting plan, their shared hosting plan is quite affordable, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about hosting as well. But first of all, let's talk about how to get a domain name. So first thing, you need to come here and check for the name of the domain that you are actually looking for. As you can see, they're telling you .com only are giving you for $5.9. .net you get for $9.98, right? So first, I would come to check the name of the domain name I'm buying. If I'm buying domain name for a company, what kind of domain name am I buying? Am I buying a domain name for a .com or a .net or .org, maybe for an NGO, an organization? So that is what you look for. So you must have asked your client or your customers the name of the domain or the name of their company. For example, like the name of my company is Easy Web Technologies, right? So I could come and say I'm looking for getting a domain name like this, easywebtechnologies.com, and I click on search. So as soon as I click on search, immediately it searches to first of all know if the name is available, right? I believe this name is available because this is not the name I'm using, right? As you can see, easywebtechnologies.com is available at $6.98 per year, and it's going to be renewing at $13.98 per year, right? So first thing first, the first step is for you to first of all check for the availability of the domain name to see if the domain name is available. Then if the domain name is available, then you can click on add to cart, right? Now this is the current domain name I'm using now. This is my current website, easywebtech.com. If you come here and click on it, you see it will tell you that easywebtech.com is taken and that it has been registered since 2019, right? So meaning I can't buy this unless I want to make an offer to the owner of this domain name that I want to buy this domain name, and you see if it's ready to sell, then it's going to sell to me. So having done that, if I'm done looking for the domain name I want to buy, let's say Easy Web Technologies, or let's say I want to buy a domain name that is related for maybe a Bitcoin business, I could say BTC Invest Training.com, right? Or I want to do something like this for a Bitcoin investment website, or as the case may be, whatever it is, I'll go there and check for the name of the domain name. If it's available, I click on add to cart, right? It's very simple. So as soon as if this is the domain name I want to buy, all I need to do is click on add to cart, right? So as soon as I add to cart, the next thing I want to look at is the kind of hosting. Now we have different types of hosting. We have shared hosting, we have WordPress hosting. This WordPress hosting means the only thing you can be able to use that hosting for is only to host a WordPress website, right? We have a reseller hosting. Now, what does a reseller hosting do for you? A reseller hosting is for someone who maybe has a lot of clients. It can buy a reselling hosting plan such that it can resell from its own server. You understand? You can be able to create your own server there and create cPanel for your different users or people who are going to be buying from you. So it's just as the name imply. So they will now have what's called VPS, hosting, right? These are for large sites, right? So if you have a very, very, very big e-com company that want to design a website, you may go and decide on getting a VPS hosting because it's going to take more space and makes your website more faster. But for a beginning website, for a beginner rather, a website that is not going to take a lot of traffic, I would recommend to go for shared hosting. So if you have clicked on your domain name that you want to buy, as you can see, we have dedicated servers as well. You can see, click on shared hosting, right? Once you click on shared hosting, it's going to show you the plans that are available for what shared hosting, right? So if you can decide on whether you want to buy a monthly plan or you want to buy a yearly plan or you want to buy a 2 years plan, right? And as you can see, we have different prices for different hosting. As you can see, this is called Stellar hosting, right? A Stellar hosting is going to cost you $1.48 per month, right? And the Stellar Plus is going to cost you $2.18 per month. The Stellar Business is going to cost you $4.98 per month, right? And now, what are the advantages of each of these packages, right? As you can see, if you're having a Stellar hosting, it's going to enable you to get what? 3 websites inside your Stellar hosting. Meaning, if you have a Stellar hosting, you can be able to add up to 3 websites inside that hosting. If you are buying a Stellar Plus hosting, means you can add unlimited websites inside, right? As you can see, the Stellar hosting gives you 20 gig SSD, meaning 20 gig space, 20 gig file space of your cPanel. But if you can look at this one, the Stellar Plus gives you unmetered SSD, meaning there's no boundary, right? So as you can see, look at the other one there, the Stellar Business. It costs $4.98 per month. You know, it comes with unlimited domain, unlimited website. It comes with 50 gig SSD, you know, free CDN, and auto backup and cloud storage, right? As you can see, this one comes with auto backup, but the Stellar hosting does not come with auto backup. So depending on the kind of website you are doing, depending on the client you are working for, depending on the space the website would need, that is what's going to determine the kind of hosting plan you will be buying. So if you are a beginner or you are doing a mini website for a company, a shipping website, courier website, or probably you are doing a Bitcoin investment website or any kind of website, a construction website that would not take so much traffic, you don't have up to like 1 million traffic per minute or per day, then you would not need to go for all these more expensive hosting plans. So I would recommend that you go for something like this. So, but however you work with your budget, whatever it is you can afford is what you should go for. So in that case, I would recommend you go for something like this, which is very fair, $1.48 per month. So if I want to do a monthly plan, I click on monthly plan. And if I want to do a yearly plan, I leave it on yearly plan, right? So I usually recommend the yearly plan. So I click on get started, right? So when I click on get started, it's going to show me, take me to my cart, and it's going to show me where am I buying this hosting for? Who am I buying it for? Do I have a domain name already? Because you can actually buy a domain name elsewhere. For example, you can buy a domain name in GoDaddy. You can buy a domain name in GoDaddy, and you can link your domain name from GoDaddy to Namecheap, or from GoDaddy to Bluehost, depending on how the case may be. Or you can have a client who have already bought their domain name in GoDaddy. You can also have a client who has already bought in Bluehost, and maybe you want to migrate them, or they now have an hosting in Namecheap and they have a domain name in GoDaddy. So you can always link them. So if you are buying an hosting plan, they'll ask you, is it for a new domain name or is it an existing domain name? Now it's a new domain name because I already added the new domain name to cart, as you can see already in cart, and this is the new domain name that we are buying, right? So this is the new domain name that we are buying. So as you can see here, you come here, click on it and click on add to cart, right? It is very, very, very easy. Now I'm going to be showing you something crucial when you are buying your domain name and hosting. Now, if you are buying your domain name and hosting, the name in which you are using to buy the domain name and hosting, it's very, very, very important. However, if you are buying from Namecheap, Namecheap comes with a domain privacy such that it's on, you will not be able to know whoever is the owner of the domain name. So that's what I'm going to show you, a trick on how you can be able to hide your domain privacy such that people will not be able to know that you are the owner of the domain name. So I'm going to show you that in a moment. So please watch this video to the ending. So if I'm done here, I've selected the domain name I want to buy. I'm done selecting the domain name that I want to buy. I'll scroll down. I've selected the plan and all that. All this, I don't need them. It comes with an SSL package. I don't need all this. So I can come back here and click on confirm order, right? So I'm going to confirm my order. Now it's going to ask me to register, to put a username and password, because I can't buy if I'm not a registered user. So if I do not have a username and password, all I need to do is to come here and create a username and password. So I'll simply come here, create a username, I give it a username. Now, before we create this username and password, I want to show us something. I want to introduce you to a site called fakenamegenerator.com. I want to introduce you to a site called fakenamegenerator.com. Now, what does the fakenamegenerator.com do for you? What is the fakenamegenerator.com site going to do for you? I want to show you something. Now, if you are creating a domain name, if you are buying a domain name, there's what we call Whois. So, like I told you, this video is not just going to show you how to buy domain name. I'm introducing you to a lot of stuff and a lot of secrets. There's a website called Whois. So let's go to Google and search for Whois, and I want to explain something for you and tell you what Whois does for you. Now, this is the site called Whois, meaning this whois.com, this who.is, right? We call it for short Whois. It's a site whereby people can come here and type the name of your domain name, then it will bring out the owners of the site, their information on this site. So, for example, I want to check this domain name called easywebtech.com. It's my domain name. If I want to know about this domain name, I can just simply come here to who.ease.com, right? It's going to bring out good. It's going to bring out what? The name of the registrar, which is registrar information, means where I bought the domain name from. As you can see, I bought this domain name from Namecheap, and it expires. This is the time it's going to expire, January 2023. It was first of all registered in 2019 and it's updated in 2022. It's going to expire in 2023. Then look at what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Registrar data. You see, this place is going to show you the information of the owners of this site. As you can see, the name is what is redacted for privacy. Now, it's because I bought this domain name from Namecheap. Namecheap usually comes with a privacy policy that does not expose the owners or the name of the owners on Whois. So, for example, you bought this domain name from someone else or from another registrar that do not have a privacy policy that hides this information. When someone comes to whois.com, you see the person will be able to get your information, get your name, get your organization, your address, your state, and every information about you, right? So if you don't want this situation, you can enable the privacy option on your registrar while you're buying your domain name. Or if you don't want to hide this information or you don't want to enable this registrar, you can just simply come to fakenamegenerator.com and you can come here and generate an information that you will use in buying the domain name and those things. So I can come here randomly and pick a male name in America or in any country that I want. I can pick America in a country, name set an American name from the United States. I can click on what? Generate, right? So it's going to come. It has generated a name for me, John S. Henry. Look at the address and look at all the information that it has created for me. So I can use this information to register on the site where I'm buying my domain name and hosting, right? So we're going to do something like this, register with this name. But mind you, we need to have a valid email address. So this is what we're going to do now. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do something like this. We're going to come here and first name will be John and last name will be Henry. And the username could be John Henry 212. Yeah, John Henry 212. And I can give it a password, right? Right, so I need to add a valid email here. So I want to use this email. Because I'm going to send an information. So I come here and click on what? Create account. Click on create account and it is going to create an account for me, right? As you can see, it has created an account, John Henry 212. That is the username, right? So I can come here and I can now fill the information from here. So right, come here and fill the information. that is asking me the company name. If I'm registering this domain name for a company, I cannot put the company name. If I'm not, and I'm registering it on behalf of someone else, I cannot put the information. So now I can come here and put the address. What's the address of John? Staying at 58 Oakway. Come here and put address 58 Oakway, Lincoln. Right? Come here, put the city NE. Come here, put the postal code. Put the city NE. Select the country. Select the country, so I can use any country. This does not really matter. All right. If I have a phone number, I can put a phone number there. So I can come here, put here. Good. So I can leave this place of phone number blank. Then I click on what? Continue, right? So I click on continue. Say please enter a valid phone number. Okay. So I just come here and put a phone number. Mind you, any phone number I put in here, I should be able to remember the phone number subsequent times. I add phone number. Phone number 402-483-4862, right? So I can click on continue. So as soon as I click on continue, it takes me to my checkout page. So all I need to do, right, as you can see the information, I've added all the email and everything. All I need to do is to click on here, confirm, right? So I click on confirm. Click on confirm and it takes me to where I can now add my card. So I come here, simply put the name of my card, put the card number, and I click on continue. So as soon as I'm done with that, it takes me to the checkout, and once I am done paying, automatically I've been able to successfully pay for the domain name and those things. So if I'm done with that, they're going to send the username, the login details of the cPanel to my email address. As you can see, it is very easy, it's very swift. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be dropping a link where you can be able to get it at an affordable, discounted price. So once you are done watching this video, please do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not subscribed. Then also click on the notification bell button so that you can be able to get exciting videos when I launch my videos. So the link on how to buy the hosting and domain name from namecheap.com is on the description of this video. So click on that link and you'll be able to get affordable price on how to get domain name and hosting. So if you have done that, I'll see you in our next video. Thank you guys.